Grab your tea, grab a notepad and a pen. This is going to be a beautiful sip. Divinity, we are here again and again, tuning in to this vibration of love, clarity, and abundance to our creations and our lives. I am in the middle of, a revelation. And what better way to share my revelation over a nice cup of tea with you guys? So, if you've seen the previous episode, and I say previous as to the one I will post before this one, but to give clarity, I just did a recent interview with a member of the Soul Tribe, Prima, and it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. He had a chance to just share insight and knowledge and wisdom on his journey, about his journey, and just giving us tools, that we can use while traveling on ours. And one of the things that came up was his perspective and view on detachment. And I know for me, I kind of put a pin in it because I have a acceptance. I have this interesting acceptance to detachment and how that has, what that has looked like for me throughout my life. And so as I'm coming to a revelation to it, I started to break it down. And this is where the notepads and the pen come in. If you're able to, that way you can see what I'm seeing, and it brings light to, how you may look at it or need enlightenment in whatever way. So in this moment, I am calling in or have called in these new beginnings and just an expansion to where I am at. And I feel it, I see it, I'm working it, like yes, I'm doing it. And as I'm in it, there's still things, I'll say on the 3D, that I needed to let go of so that the new was already here. It was just on me, to be peaceful, be in a peaceful state as it's here, as it's welcoming me and me welcoming it. And so I was dragging my feet on letting it go, although I was detached from it. I was already detached from it emotionally, physically, but the detachment of that was I was still holding on to it, slowly letting it go. And so it kind of got to a point where it felt very not peaceful. Because although this thing, this new is here, the new beginning, that's filling that space, I know letting go, I can feel the attachment to it. So pause on that, and then let's just break this down. So I started to see detachment, and we know that we deal on a realm where there's duality, and so to be detached from something is really to be holding on to it. Okay, and then we know that detachment is the opposite of attachment, and to be attached to something is have let it go. Has or had have let it go. Let me rephrase that. So let me bring a example in. Let's say you're standing up in a room and you're looking at a TV. And the TV I'm looking at is real old school. It has the dials on it. So that will explain further where I'm going with this. And so if I asked you, hey, you're standing in front of this TV, I need you to detach from this TV. What will you do? What comes to mind when one says detach from this object? What comes to mind of what you would do? I'll let you sit with that. Okay. If you tell me to detach, I would turn the TV off. I would walk away. I would turn away. I would look away. I would move away from the TV. Turn it off. Okay. Now, although you've detached from the TV in whatever way, it's still there. Okay? It's still there. And so when I say detachment is holding on, this is what I see. So let's go back and let's say you're standing again in front of the TV and I ask you, I need you to let go. I need you to let go of this TV. What then comes to mind? Okay. For me, letting the TV go would be removing or in some form subtracting it from my reality. So that may come in the form of selling it, giving it away, giving it to charity, having someone pick it up, whatever the case, that form of letting go is out of my reality. Now, let's say you move on through your experience and different triggers or different, and let's not look at triggers as a bad thing, different things or something that triggers you to remember your TV. Maybe a story you're telling and the thought or the memory or the feeling of the TV comes back. Although you've let go, you're able to attach to the experience you had with the TV. And therefore I see letting go is still attaching. You can tune in, okay? So, in the middle of all of that, holding on, detachment, attach, letting go. In the middle, if you can draw a circle, in the middle of the circle, the center of that all is love. I, one. The common denominator of that is surrendering. And when you surrender, you've let go of the outcome. And you tune in to where you want to be. Okay? So now changing the channel on this TV, I'm giving it a direction. Okay? And if you can, write direction out. Okay? Underline direct, underline I, all separately, and then underline on. Direct the I, okay? The I being you, the identifier, okay? But the surrender to all of that, again, is love. Now we're stepping into creating, okay? We're stepping into creating, giving the energy, the direction, okay? So with giving it the direction is the surrendering to one's highest good and aligning the I, the self, right, into the direction of what you want to see, what you want to experience, and what's the best way to get yourself there, to go in the direction is feeling, being in it, in that moment. And so, yes, it sounds so, it's simple. It is simple. But the reality, if you can write that out and underline real, separate from underlining I, okay? The real I is the experience, all right? If you feel worthy to experience amazing things, that I is being realized. Aligning with the higher perspective of your truth. So that's how it becomes complex. It's so simple, but we know that we deal with other realities of simplicity, which can get very complex. But the surrender to that is you're the creator. And so we move through the experience, gathering tools and creating experience to heal and to see ourselves and to experience ourselves and gain insight from others on how to move in a flow with inevitable change. Change. Y'all know I can. I've been really doing really good. There's some words where I'm just like, my brain goes so much faster than what's coming out. And I've noticed with myself, one of the things I wanted to practice was really taking my time. And so you would hear the pauses, because it's me tuning in to my frequency, the flow of my frequency, the peace that I feel when I take my time, which goes into my outer world as well. Um, I and it can also, when we're not aware to it, it can come off at a form as a form of control. But if you're continuing to surrender to yourself, um, you see that there's a flow. There's a flow to be experienced. And with that flow is in the surrender. And surrendering your thoughts and judgment and even your feelings to so that you may choose what's best for your highest good, so that you may move into that, so that you may learn that, so that you may experience whatever. Hope and know that this would enlighten direction, um, for us to be able to move in our current realities and in the world. If we continue to remember to move in love. And for me, no matter what station, what channel I tune into, I'm going to always see me. I'm going to always feel me, and that's love. And if I'm feeling or experiencing anything different, then what in that channel do I need to get out of or experience to bring me to source, to center me back to, from the beginning of me, which is love. This is good. And for me, I see a higher perspective of what that looks like, for me. And I don't think I even have to know why, I just accept that I was. And now that I see it, I'm able to move in freedom of new things and new experience and opportunities that want to present themselves to me to experience. um, it's your choice, you know.